DJ Uzi, DJ Uzi. DJ Uzi, DJ Uzi.
Any doping arch your back.
Hey you guys, oh my god, I can't believe I am officially back. I have been in school for about 3 weeks, so going on my 4th week in school. It just has been so much going on in life, and I'm just coming back to you with a video just to inform you how my summer went, a life update. I tried to do a vlog, but it's just a lot. So please stay tuned. If anyone is new to this channel, my name is Ayana, and I make content simply talking about my experience in law school and just anything that I've learned and any content or information that I can bring to you. I hope I am a help. For all the people who have been writing in my comments, I have seen you. I have just been trying to figure out time. I am a 2L now. So I am very much more busy. When people say they're busy, they really mean it. So definitely I'm living into it, but let's just simply get into the video. I am so excited to be back. First things first, I know that a lot of people was asking me about like my summer, and my summer at the state attorney's office was like a very great experience. I had a chance to view the other side of being a prosecutor and really learning about their role, meeting actual prosecutors, because when I first went into the position, I had this perception of what I believed a prosecutor to be. Coming into law school, I always thought that I would be on the defense side and just like, you know, fighting to get people out of the system, because the system is just so biased and it's not made for black people essentially. But they're trying to make it with the mass incarceration. So just being a prosecutor, I always thought like just people, they just did not care, and their goal was to get people in jail. But just meeting a bunch of prosecutors and learning that there are alternatives that are offered before getting to the final round of not prosecution, but incarceration. And obviously it really depends on what crime you do, but essentially the low level crimes, misdemeanors, low felonies, you're typically not immediately going to jail. And just learning that and seeing it day to day, and just like all the different opportunities that are essentially offered was definitely a different view to open my mind and just to learn how to think more critically in that role. I did have the opportunity to talk in front of judges on the record, so that was like exciting. And I feel like now that if you're able to talk on the record in front of a judge, then really you can talk in front of everybody. And I feel like they're just normal people, just people with essentially titles. So everyone, all the judges were really nice. Prosecutor, defense attorneys, you'll realize that prosecutors and defense attorneys, the way it's viewed on TV, that like, oh, they're always going after each other. A lot of the defense attorneys and the prosecutors were actually really copacetic, not like mean to one another. They seem to have like a good relationship, but obviously not too good of a relationship that you're affecting your clients or what you're coming into. I had exposure of a bunch of different cases that I was working on, so that was like very interesting, learning more about the statutes and exactly what are the elements, how do you argue on the record. I did a plea agreement on the record as well, and that's essentially just me telling the court what charges the defendant essentially agreed to those terms, and just reading the facts of what happened in the case, and then just going about it. And the judge, when I read my plea agreement for the first time, he was like, you did a great job. So I felt like really great about that, and just like it helps with like your confidence and your public speaking, just being in the courthouse and being able to talk effectively essentially. So that was like really great. You know, I'm always transparent on this page. I will say that you don't see a lot of people of color in the prosecutor's office, and I think it goes towards just that viewpoint that I was saying that we usually have about prosecution, and not feeling well about putting people into the system. And so when I first came there, I was the only black person who was a legal intern, I shall say. And that was just like in the state attorney's office, whereas the clerk's office, they had like undergrad interns, but literally I was sticking out like a sore thumb. So that was like a different experience. And you know, I just always try with this new information that I have, I try to encourage people to look more into just that role. And I feel like people who look like us should be in those roles because they have a better sense of, and let me be very clear, just because you're a person of color don't mean that they're going to have the same mindset or goals. And when I say people who look like us and probably think like us and can give a different perspective of just these things that are happening, I think that's important to have someone in that role. And you have to think as well. As a prosecutor, you're the state's attorney. People come in with complaints and essentially want you to help them. So you're their client. When you have domestic violence situations, when you have situations where people are robbing stores and things of that sort, no matter what the reason is, it's essentially you are bringing these charges to court. And this is what I mean about the role of a prosecutor being so important. You are the reason for why this case is here at all. You get the police report. Based off the police report, you figure out if you can satisfy all the elements required for whatever crime they're saying that this person has committed. And once you read it over and you essentially make that decision of, okay, I'm not going forward with this case. I'm throwing this case out. I don't feel like it's sufficient. And I should preface this with, this is my personal experience in the state attorney's office that I was at. So I'm not saying anybody who has done this position and had a different experience that you're lying in any sense, but essentially I'm just talking about my own personal experience and how that worked for me. But yes, so that was like in a nutshell, just like my experience. I feel like if I was to go into the criminal justice system, I am not too against anymore being a prosecutor because I know there's much importance in that role, and I feel like we definitely should have more representation in it so that when you do come in on your first day, they're not looking like, oh, are you here for court? No, I'm here as a legal intern. So just those little things, and people don't realize it because it's like unconscious bias. But you know, me being a person of color, I realize it because it's my experience, and it's happening to me. So definitely, if anyone has any interest in the state attorney's office, my email is always in my description box, so I'll leave it down there. And just like, if you guys want to know anything, you can leave it in my comment box as well, because you know I always answer your questions. But that was my experience at the state attorney's office. I guess now, I don't know if you guys realize, but I kind of have like a different background because I moved from my apartment. It just became too expensive, so it was time to move. My move was chaotic, to say the least. Let's just say I ended up being locked in a storage unit and couldn't get my car out. But let's not go down that road. That was a very traumatic experience for me. But it's just been a very bumpy road since the beginning of the school year, you know, trying to move. And then like my dad, some of my family members came down trying to help me move my stuff, and then that was just like a delay. It was so stressful trying to get everything in and trying to get things inside the storage unit. I realized that the storage unit had a cutoff time, whereas though they even cut off their elevators at a certain time. So that was something like unbeknownst to me because it was my first day there. But I am glad that I finally made it through. I did start school while I was at the other apartment the first day. You know, people are always trying to pick their seats, so I had this intention of going to school an hour or so early so that I can pick a seat because it was in the courtroom. And so the courtroom only has like 3 rows where you can actually write on a desk. So that was my intention because I'm like, I'm not sitting on the little seats above to try to write in class. And so when I went outside, my car literally did not start. It was making a sound. I may actually insert the clip right here because attempted to do a vlog that day. So maybe, yeah, I'll insert what the sound was making at that point in time. And it's not starting on top of like just everything that's going on right now. You guys want to hear it? So let's hear it. Oh, car's not supposed to do that. But yeah, you hear that? That's not the way cars are supposed to sound, essentially. So that happened, and then I'm trying to think. It's just been so much that I've been going through lately that I'm like, man, this is really my life, and how am I like essentially functioning just throughout life? But after that, I just had all these different expenses that essentially came up, and I was waiting for my refund check to pay to get into my new place. So that was like an experience in itself. Obviously everything worked out if I'm here in my new apartment now, but it's just been a lot to get to here. And then now that I'm in my 2L year, I've always heard people say that, oh, well, once you get through your 1L year, you are going to make it through the rest. And just like 2L year is better, but it's busier. And, since I've started, because of the external things that I've been going through, it has essentially been a little bit hard just trying to keep up with everything, such as like the readings for the other classes. And I feel like the reason why people say that your 2L year is better because you get to choose the classes that you want to essentially take. But I did mention in the last video, but I'll say it again. I'm taking intellectual property, con law 2, trust and estates, video game law, and entertainment law. And I do have an externship now. I am working in an in-house position, which is like really great for many people. If you have been here, you know that I am interested in entertainment and media. So just having that in-house experience, I think it'll be a great boost for my resume, and not only a great boost, but me actually learning in that position how it feels to be in an in-house position. I did participate as well in the OCI process. If you don't know what the OCI process is, that's essentially on-campus interviews. And I got 2 initial interviews, but I didn't get callbacks, and that's fine. I feel like whatever is for me will not miss me, but it felt good to like have firms reach out to me and express interest. So I am happy to say that I have been offered a position. I'm not announcing that position yet because it's just like it's still new and I'm not solidified on it. But I will say that is in a place that you probably would have never thought for me. But I'm like really grateful and happy for the opportunity, but just stay tuned. You guys will know soon if I do take on that position. Also, my time has been cut down immensely just because of like the work that I have to do. And as you guys know, I am the vice president of my BALSA, and BALSA is just a Black Student Law Association at my school. So we definitely have way more Black people than we had when I was a 1L. So that just makes me so excited. And sorry about that, you guys. My camera clicked off. But I am also a student mentor. So I have 5 mentees who essentially I give advice to if they need it, and just essentially to make sure I'm checking in on them since so much has been going on. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm not doing a great job, but they're very understanding, and I'm just so excited to be their mentor. Surprisingly, I don't feel like I have any more updates, even though so much feels like it's been happening. It's just essentially, I don't feel like the need to go through all of that, you guys, I'm just back officially, and I wanted to make a video because I've been gone for so long, and I do not want you guys to feel like I abandoned you in any way. I can do like a Q&A for any new subscribers and anyone, my OGs who've been here from the beginning. If you have any questions, I can make another video. Or more so, would you guys like to see a video or would you like to see a live? If you guys want a live, then drop down the times where you think it'll work. Well, actually, I have to work on my schedule because I'm so busy. So more than likely, it'll probably be at nighttime. So if that's something you guys will want to tune into, just let me know in the comments and I will do a live, my first live on this channel. But I will say, to alleviate just like some of the stress that I've acquired already, I've been trying to be within community. I feel like community always balances me and make me feel like back at home. Well, not back at home, but literally just that sense of community makes me feel great inside. I feel like the people you surround yourself with, to be able to just talk about different things you're going through, and just having somebody there in order to help navigate it, or maybe to relate to some of the experiences you're having. I have a big goal of connecting with our regional chapter this year. We are hoping to create like a mock trial team for convention, so that's like really exciting. It'll be the first time we've ever done this, so hopefully we win something. And as you guys know, convention was a time last year. I will link that video up here so you guys can see for anybody who hasn't. But I'm so excited for convention this year. We have a lot of events that we're trying to throw for Balsa, so I'm like really excited about that. But I just know the semester is going to get better. I try to remind myself, like Yana from like the first video that I created, like just with my law school journey, she is smiling so hard right now. I know my mantra for my YouTube page has always been, oh, you're going to law school. And now I am indeed in law school. I will be a lawyer and then eventually an attorney. Where will I end up? I do not know. But I just know great things are in store for me. And even when times feel like the most impossible, I just have to lift myself up. And just seeing some of the comments you guys leave, you don't know how much that means to me and how it lifts me up, just like when I'm feeling the lowest sometimes and feeling like I want to give up or it's just too much just going on and trying to navigate it all. It has been a very good help. So if I haven't said already, just thank you guys so much. Also the fact, I don't know if last time I was on this video I said I made it to 300 subscribers, possibly. If I didn't, then we growing, baby. And I know that like some people probably losing hope in me, like, oh, this girl's not posting anymore. I promise you I'm trying. I really am. So please give me grace. But yeah, again, I think the rest of the semester will be great. Any information that I do come in contact with, you guys know I'm going to tell you. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll try to do a vlog a week in the life of a 2L. I wanted to do for the first week, but it was just so much. So as more developments come along during this semester, I just definitely want to keep you guys updated. And you know, this is my happy, safe place where people are here to support me and just want the best for me. So as always, thank you so much, and thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoy, and definitely get back to me about if you guys want a live, because I could do a live and we can all sit there and talk in real time. So just let me know. But bye, you guys. See you in the next video.